our Master of Rehabilitation Technology program. Dr. Mary Goldberg and Megan Wander, the administrator for the program, are both with us. Thanks so much for jumping on the call.
No problem. Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, so briefly, could you tell us what is rehabilitation technology and who might be interested in this career?
Sure, thank you. We like to think about it as a field that helps people with differing abilities to live more independently through technology. I've been trying to get that tagline down like stat. And that could be individuals with disabilities from birth, so those with congenital impairments, but also those who are aging in place. So it's not just a particular phase of life, but it's helping individuals. So, in children, for example, to go to school independently, individuals as adults to work independently, and then again, age in place for those who are seniors. So we think it's a career to impact the entire lifespan. And so anybody that we think, is interested in making a difference would be interested in this career. And we have had students from many fields, ranging from rehab science, of course, in our own school and related disciplines. We also get students with engineering backgrounds. We also have students with business backgrounds and education. So for example, those who are interested in special education, even locally here in Pittsburgh, there are individuals that end up pursuing assistive technology as a career with that background.
And who's a good fit for the program?
There are some prereqs for the program, but they're often negotiable, and we're happy to deal with those on a case-by-case basis. So I would really say the same. Anybody that's interested in making a difference and supporting people who want to live independently that have disabilities or differing abilities, and a range of backgrounds. So certainly from arts and sciences, any of the sciences, those who are interested in rehab science, those who are interested in medical devices, again, students with an engineering background, because there end up being a lot of small businesses in this space. We have had individuals that are more interested in entrepreneurship and innovation, some more of the business background, and like I mentioned before, education too.
One of your more recent alumni was a music major before they came into the program.
Kind of like pre-med, right? You hear about pre-med students that have had a bachelor's in religion, for example, because it's really about just having that well-rounded background and making sure that the prereqs are in place. So again, anatomy and physiology, for example, is one of the prereqs, but that can often be negotiated or supplemented even within the current curriculum.
So I guess we should have said, this very flexible program is available for part-time, and this is a pathway to becoming an assistive technology professional. So there is a credential at the end of the tunnel here, and we've kind of touched on my questions within the admissions realm as well. What are your best undergraduate degrees? It's kind of anyone who's got a well-rounded experience. Something we definitely want to call out, because not all of our graduate programs have really specific scholarships, but you do. So
we do.
Could you tell us about the Accelerate Scholarship? What qualifies a student? How many can you offer each year?
Sure. This is a new scholarship that we just started offering this year, and it's for the department as a whole. So both the prosthetics and orthotics program and the Master's in Rehab Tech. Accelerate does focus on diversity specifically. So that's not only personal characteristics, but the student can also show how they have supported diversity, equity, and inclusion in the past, and also how they're committed to the field. So we want to see that they want to become an assistive technology professional in some capacity and sort of have a pathway in mind for doing that. And our goal is to offer upwards of 10 or so per year, and that is a $5,000 scholarship. And so the student just has to apply, and then we will send them the link to the scholarship after they do that.
Wonderful. We always get the question, how competitive is the program? What makes a student a competitive applicant? So here's kind of the numbers, applications to final class size, but what makes a student a competitive applicant?
Again, we like to see that commitment to the field, a vision for what they would like to do after graduation. And of course, we know that that's going to evolve and that we'll be able to introduce them to a lot of opportunities once they're a part of the program. But we like to see good letters of reference and then the minimum academic credentials. So to date, it's actually been a bit less competitive because, as you can see here, these are relatively small numbers in the applicant pool, but our goal is to double the class size, which may mean that the program will become more competitive in the years to come. But right now, most students who have applied with the minimum academic credentials and fit those other general criteria about the vision have been accepted.
So I'm gonna ask this question here. I probably should have asked it earlier, but in
Sure.
what way is your program a hybrid program? What does that look like for the student?
It's super flexible. The online courses do primarily occur synchronously. So we do have some daytime online courses, but of course that can be done through the comfort of the student's home or workplace. So we anticipate that in this new hybrid model, we will have a lot of students who are working part-time or potentially even full-time while they pursue this. The hybrid part is based on an in-person workshop that will occur 2 times throughout the program, once during the fall semester and once during the spring semester, likely in part over a weekend. So we're thinking probably a Friday and part of a Saturday. And then that would allow the student to travel in on Thursday and be able to leave on Sunday, if not even earlier on Saturday.
Wonderful. Okay, now to jump back to being on topic, this program accelerates the pathway to earning your assistive technology professional credential. What does this credential allow you to do?
So there are some provisions in place such that an assistive technology professional is able to get reimbursed for the services that they provide for complex rehab technology specifically. So a lot of individuals will go on to be rehab tech or medical device suppliers where they're dealing with this complex rehab technology, and then they're able to get reimbursed with this credential for providing those services. There was also new legislation, like this is hot off the press, meaning like over the last couple of weeks, that individuals who do home modifications and assess homes for individuals who are going to need assistive technology or retrofits and those kinds of things will also be able to be reimbursed as ATPs. And eventually that sort of service may also require this credential. So I think it's a good area of growth for the program and the field. But I think it also helps to bring, credibility to that individual in terms of their reputation and preparedness to participate in research teams or R&D in a company, work in specialty areas like alternative and augmentative communication devices. So I think it's a pretty diverse field and fairly open-ended.
What are your students doing when they graduate?
I did mention the medical device supplier piece or the rehab tech supplier piece. Those individuals make a great salary and there's a large employment need. So this was kind of formerly a bit of a cottage industry, and there is now sort of an aging out in that profession. So several of our students over the past couple of years have gone to work for national companies. We also have alumni who work in large hospital systems like the VA. I mentioned school systems before to work with students, especially who use special ed services. We also have recent alumni in research and development and leading design teams at Philips, for example, which is now going to be located pretty local here at Bakery Square. We have individuals in academia, and we also have several students who will go on to get their PhD in this area.
All right. So do you guys have any questions for Dr. Goldberg while she's with us? Go ahead and unmute yourself. We're a small group. Nothing. Okay, well, just want to kind of re-emphasize that the program is growing a bit, offered in a hybrid format. So there's a lot of online coursework, which allows people to work and complete the program at the same time. Um, and then the professionals in the field right now are largely of retirement age, and there is a lot of opportunity in this field. So if you're looking for a student who's looking for a career that is definitely going to be hiring and probably make a pretty nice salary right off the bat, it's not a bad direction to send them in.
Definitely.
May
Thank
I
you,
make a
Nicole.
comment as well?
Please do,
Absolutely.
Megan.
This is just, I guess, more so for the advisor specifically. Obviously, that's why we're here. But this program and degree can be a little bit difficult to conceptualize. Even ourselves in meeting with students and trying to target our recruitment, and specifically looking at areas where student interest may lie that connect to the program. So if you have students that you think, even a 5% chance might be interested in this field, we really recommend that you set up a visit either with me or with Mary, so that we can just talk to that student more and to, bring them to the facility and have them see, to be able to get a better idea of the pathways the program can provide. Just like Mary said, it does offer different careers in pretty varied subjects, right? Either you're working one-on-one in patient care, or you're working in R&D where you don't, get to see the patient side of it until you're testing devices and so on. So I think for the advisors, if you have a student who, likes to think, they're a critical thinker, they want to work with their hands maybe, they are passionate about healthcare, but they're not sure they want to commit to, OT, PT, that type of world. Definitely make that connection with us, and we'd be happy to speak with them. Just to, like I mentioned, have them have a better idea of how to conceptualize where the field can take them.
Thank you, Megan. And thank you, Dr. Goldberg.